August 15th, 2022 to order. The invocation and Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilman Leopard.
Will you please join with me in the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I will ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Councilmember Leopard.
Present.
Councilmember Perry.
Present.
Councilmember Reesner.
Present.
Councilmember Spar.
Present.
Councilmember Thacker.
Present.
Councilmember Wilkins.
Here.
And Councilmember Jones.
Here.
Let the record show that all 7 members of council are present. Minutes for August 1st, 2022, regular and committee of the whole meetings were distributed. Are there any corrections, deletions, or questions? Okay, seeing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We are now under committee reports. Finance Committee, Councilman Reesner.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. Law Community Planning, Councilman Leopard.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. Materials and Equipment, Councilman Jones.
No report at this time, Madam President.
Thank you. Personnel and Labor Relations, Councilman Perry.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. Recreation and Public Property, Councilmember Wilkins.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. Street, Sidewalks, and Sewers, Councilmember Thacker.
Yes, President, I have a report.
Okay.
A Street, Sidewalk, Sewer Committee meeting was held August 4, 2022 at 5 p.m. in the Tiffin City Hall Council Chambers. Attending were committee members Cheyenne Thacker, Kenneth Jones, Daniel Perry, and Stephen Leopard, along with Public Works Superintendent Brandon Berner and City Administrator Dale Thornton and Kevin Reesner joining late. Thacker called the meeting to order and stated that the purpose of the meeting was to discuss the mayor's request for legislation 22-26 traffic signal improvement project for Circular Street and Clinton Avenue and any other business presented. Public Works Superintendent Berner informed the committee of the issues related to traffic signals at intersections of Circular Street and at Melmore Street and Clinton Avenue at Perry Street. Currently, the signals at these locations have outdated controllers and parts can no longer be ordered for them. New signals will provide us with the opportunity to include loops and radar to give demand traffic the green light. There is also the possibility that the new lights will be ADA compliant with audible detection. Both lights have already been included in this year's budget at $140,000 per light. Additionally, removal of these lights can provide backup parts for other lights in our city. Superintendent Berner gave a potential timeline for this project to be around 1 year. This is because the lead time for poles is at 6 months or more, and the city still needs to advertise and receive bids for the project. Following the regular 3-reading rule to pass this legislation may delay and add costs, sorry,
Okay.
it's a little dry, and add cost to the project. Superintendent Berner asked council to declare this as an emergency because of lead time on the poles and other traffic signal equipment, and to help to get the project done during the summer and before the school year starts next year. To reach the school, Berner suggests we should be under contract by September of 2022. Leopard motioned to have the Director of Law prepare legislation authorizing City Administrator to prepare plans and specifications, advertise for and receive bids, and recommend and execute contracts for the Circular Street and Clinton Avenue Traffic Signal Improvement Project and declare an emergency. Thank you. My throat's just a little dry. Perry seconded the motion, and the motion passes by a vote to 4 to 0 vote. With no further business, the committee adjourned at 5:16 p.m.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Okay, thank you. Economic Development and Downtown Planning, Councilmember Spar.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you, thank you. We are now under the Committee of the Whole. Does anyone see the need to have a Committee of the Whole meeting? Okay, we are now under reports of the officers. Her Honor, Mayor Dawn Yanatuno.
Thank you, Madam President. We have several presentations this evening, and I would like to start out with Police Chief Pauly.
you, Mayor. Members of council, it's good to see a whole bunch of people in here in this room now. That's great. I'd like to invite Officer Elizabeth Miller up here, please. Just grab a seat right there so folks can see you a little bit. So every day, members of the Tiffin Police Department provide this community with great acts of heroism that go largely unseen and unheard. The humility of our Tiffin officers contribute to the community not fully understanding how incredibly lucky we are to have the men and women we do in the Tiffin Police Department. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. That is not the community's fault. Tiffin officers don't brag. They don't pat themselves on the back for their good deeds. And so if an act of heroism goes unseen, it's often unheard or unnoticed by the public. One of my missions as chief was to make sure as much as possible the Tiffin community hears about these acts of heroism by our officers, and that's why I'm here tonight. It's often said that seconds can make the difference between life and death, and on the evening of July 2nd this year, Officer Elizabeth Liz Miller made that difference. Officer Miller was dispatched to a residence for a 25-year-old female that had been attacked by a dog and was bleeding heavily from one of her legs. Upon arrival to the location, Officer Miller observed the female in the backyard being held up by several people. The female was not speaking and was showing signs of shock, and for those that don't know what shock is, it's a critical medical condition that can be brought on by a sudden drop of blood flow in the body. The organs aren't getting enough oxygen and blood. Shock can occur from a number of things, but a significant amount of blood loss is one of the primary reasons. There was a towel covering the wound. When Officer Miller removed that, she saw 2 large gashes in the leg, bleeding profusely. Officer Miller didn't hesitate, jumped into action, utilizing her tourniquet from her gun belt. She applied the tourniquet high above the wounds of the upper leg of the female to slow down and stop the blood flow. Tiffin EMS assisted Officer Miller, and the female was subsequently transported to Tiffin Mercy Hospital. If not for the quick actions by Officer Miller, the wounded female likely would have died. Officer Miller, you are hereby awarded the Tiffin Police Life-Saving Award. This is Officer Miller's 2nd life-saving award. Thank you for all your work and congratulations. Mayor, do you want me just to continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. He's going to get tired of me.
I didn't want to make him come back 2 different meetings, and so he's continuing on with something else.
Yes. So it's off a different complete subject. Don't go anywhere, Liz, because I want to get a picture of you. So this won't take long. Thank you for allowing me to address you. I seek approval for a mutual aid agreement between the Seneca County Sheriff's Office, Fostoria Fire and Police, and the Tiffin Police Department. This is for our special operations team. And as you know, we have collaborated and cooperated and worked together with those agencies for a while now. We've just done it informally and not formally. And so what I'm seeking is a formal resolution to that. It was recommended that the sheriff, the chiefs, myself included, seek advice, direction, and approval before signing into this agreement. Law Director Howard, City Administrator Thornton, and Mayor Yanatuno have all had the opportunity to suggest, revise, delete, and look at this agreement. I'm going to pass this out to you. Or Jake, could you pass this out to everybody, please? Thank you. The commissioners have provided their approval to the Sheriff's Office. Fostoria Council approved it for the fire chief and the police chief in Fostoria. And once you've had a chance to look at it, ask any questions that you want about it. I hope that you'll formalize this agreement and prove it as well. We already do this, as I mentioned. We've already collaborated with multiple operations in Seneca County with Fostoria and the Sheriff's Office. But this document does a couple of things. It formalizes the agreement by creating a large countywide team that not only provides all jurisdictions a better quality of professional service, but assists our opportunities in applying for grants. As you know, instead of small agencies trying to apply, everyone's trying to apply for a grant. If we put our minds together and make it a bigger group, we can apply for these grants and seek out some equipment, some training, those sorts of things. And so that's one benefit of formalizing this as one big team. It formalizes our continued teamwork, and it puts less pressure, frankly, on the Tiffin Police Department, who provided the lion's share of resources that has occurred in the past. This is going to make, for better or for worse, everybody have to get skin in the game a little bit more. So, to be clear, each jurisdiction would be responsible for their own people's equipment, their initial training, and any overtime associated with this team call out or training. The countywide team consists of special operators, so that's the SWAT team guys that you're used to seeing, negotiators, tactical EMS, and drones. Operational command of the team is under one person, and that person is Lieutenant Jake DeMonte, wherever he went. And he's the one who actually crafted this MOU. And then incident command would fall upon whatever jurisdiction we're in. So, for instance, if we had an operation in Tiffin, incident command would fall on me for those decisions, but operational command would always fall on one person. And then that, obviously, the incident command would change depending on jurisdiction. As I mentioned before, Jake DeMonte is the commander of the team, and he's here tonight to answer any questions you might have regarding this MOU. Anything that you have, please throw it at us now, because we'd very much like to get this approved and move forward.
Can I just ask a quick question? It's more for clarification. Yeah, so thank you for that. So why is the Fostoria Fire Department involved, but the Tiffin's not? Is that a good question?
So the Fostoria Fire Department has 3 EMS members who are trained in a special class that they are designated as tactical EMS or TEMS. The Tiffin Fire Department does not have anyone currently that meets that criteria. In fact, they're trying to, but at the moment they don't have anyone, so they are not included at the moment.
Gotcha. No,
there is a way included at one of the last bullet points in here where they could be added by a simple vote, and then they can provide some resources to that.
No, that's helpful. Thank you.
No problem.
Makes sense. Yeah, Councilman Perry.
That was my question as well. Mine too.
Thank you, Madam President.
Yep.
I think you took my question. I was going to ask, and not nitpicking, but I thought maybe the Tiffin Fire Department was overlooked on the last page, but you explained that well. And the other very minor thing, and the name Black Swamp Emergency Services, I thought the Black Swamp was more around Findlay. I was in Boy Scouts and Camp Barry and all that stuff. To me, that was always the Black Swamp area, not Tiffin or Fostoria. It was my understanding that it's just west of Tiffin, but which includes Fostoria and some of the sheriff's office. Oh, okay. All right, good. One of the things that went into this was making sure that no one political subdivision had a name first, or, it's not the Seneca County team or the Fostoria team or even the Tiffin team. It would be a combination of all equals.
Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, you're fine. Okay, one down. I would like to mention something else, though. Hedges Boyer Park Rescue. The ladies involved cannot be here this evening. They've already headed off to college, but I wanted to commend city lifeguards Toria, Mia, and Serena Ingalls, and Sam or Samantha, and Lydia Willman. They were able to assist a young woman in distress at the pool last Sunday until aid arrived and went back to work as if nothing unusual had occurred. So nice job, ladies, and I sent both families thank you cards for a job well done. They got her up. She had a panic attack. They got her on a backboard, got her out of the pool, and got her stable until the ambulance arrived. And so, great job. And so, I received a Facebook post about that, and so I thought I would share that. So I thought that was really nice. Moving into other presentations, OmniFiber business developer Ryan Runyon is here this evening.
Nick is not here at the moment. He's got a presentation he was going to put up on the screen. Here it is. Magic.
He's around somewhere at all times.
Yeah.
Mayor, members of the council, thank you so much for letting me come talk to you tonight. I want to share some great news. I'm with OmniFiber. I'm the Director of Business Development and Community Development, and we're going to be sharing some exciting news about what we're going to be doing in Tiffin to bring you guys a brand new architecture with fiber optic network that'll provide video, telephone, and phone service for all the residents of Tiffin. Next slide. So I'll just jump to why we're here. I'm not sure. There you go. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. We're investing $8.5 million in the city of Tiffin. This is money that's privately funded. We're not asking for anything local, state, or federal funding. We're not relying on any of that. We have a sponsor, Oak Hill Capital, who's been in this business for more than 30 years. I most recently was with a company called Metronet, built out the entire Dayton, Ohio market, and now I'd like to bring that same architecture to your community so your residents can enjoy the amenities that a bigger city can have. Next slide. So who are we? We're based out of Mason, Ohio. OmniFiber, like I said, is a technology company that is solely 100% fiber optics. That means fiber optics all the way to the house, all the way to the business. It is not a hybrid or coaxial or any other DSL copper line telephone type service. This is true state-of-the-art fiber optics that will future-proof your community. We are funded again by Oak Hill Capital. Again, they have they're in front of more than 30 million households with the funding they provided for fiber optics. Now we can take that and bring it to smaller communities such as yours. And we are a member of the Fiber Broadband Association, and we're currently looking at more than 50 communities in the state of Ohio that we're going to be bringing fiber optic to. Next slide. So why fiber? What makes fiber so different or so much better than what you currently have? Well, first of all, it's speed. We're bringing to your community speeds up to 2 gigabits per second immediately. So it's not like what you have today, but it's going to provide you with speeds much, much faster. And it's also synchronous, meaning the speed is the same coming in as it is going out. And that's very important in today's life, because many of us have people at home that are having to work from home. There's still school that happens from home. There's also those of us that may enjoy social media a lot and upload a lot of pictures or upload videos. You're going to be able to do that at much better rates. So the symmetrical speed and the reliability. Fiber optic, our network, is passive optical network. It doesn't rely on electricity. So we only need electricity at our main point in the community. And from that point forward, there's no electricity. There's no hub that you'll see out in the community like you see the typical pedestals for cable or pedestals for phone service. We don't have those in the neighborhoods. We'll have a fiber distribution hub that serves about 200 or 300 homes, and from there, everything will be unseen. Whenever we get to the lawns, everything will be buried in the yard. We do utilize utility poles, so if your utilities run on those poles today, we still will string our fiber on those poles, but where underground makes sense, you will see us underground. Next. So why us? What makes us as a company so much different? Well, we don't require contracts. We don't have any hidden fees. We believe in price transparency for residents. That's one of the biggest things, and I know you as city leaders know that whenever you send a bill out, what's the biggest complaint you typically get? I don't understand my bill. We don't do that. We have a set price that's all-inclusive. And that all-inclusive means free installation, unlimited data, so there's no data cap. Use as much as you want. We also include the Wi-Fi, so there's no equipment that you're having to pay for. So Wi-Fi is always included. Now, you can use your own equipment if you want, but why not use ours? It's free, and it's the latest and greatest. We give a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if we want you to try it, but if you don't like it, that's fine. We give you the money back. And then also we have local customer service. Our call center is in Milford, Ohio, so we are local to the state of Ohio. So when you call, you're not calling somebody out of state or out of the country. And then we believe in special discounts too, like your police officers or people that are served in the service. We also participate in the Affordable Connectivity Program as well for those that require a little bit of assistance to be able to get better broadband at their home. Next slide. All right, you can skip this one because it's just really, and Nick will have a PDF for this if you want. And then construction is, I know, the biggest point. So what do we look like out in the field? We're currently in construction in Clyde. We're doing both underground and aerial as we speak. We started about 3 weeks ago. We also are starting, as of yesterday, in Dover, Ohio, and we also will be starting soon in Shelby in 2 weeks. So there's communities we're already deployed in that this is happening. But what you'll see out in the community is you're going to see our trucks that have OmniFiber on them. You'll see our construction engineers and technicians that have vests that show OmniFiber. So it'll always be branded to know exactly who's out there. We also have a cadence of communication we're going to be sending to the residents of the community to let them know 30 days ahead of time when we're going to be on their street, when we're going to be out in the neighborhood, and then there'll also be their various different signage, postcards, email blasts, things like that, so that everybody knows exactly who we are and why we're here. Next slide, Nick. Project timeline. We're looking to kick off in September, October. We're finalizing the design aspect right now. We've already started our permitting process with the pole attachments with your power company, and then we'll begin our construction around the first week in November. From there, for your size of community, I anticipate it'll take us about 4 to 5 months to be able to do both aerial and underground. But as we go along, the beauty of fiber is we can turn on neighborhoods as we move along. So we won't have to wait till the finished product before residents can enjoy the service. Next slide. So as I mentioned, there's lots of communication that we put into this. We want to make sure the residents, as well as you in the city, know exactly what's happening. So throughout this process, there's about 30 days before when construction begins, residents begin to see that. And then after the construction occurs, we start the cadence of letting people know how they can get to us, how they can sign up for service. We have lots of different ways that residents or you can contact us. Via the web, via telephone, via chat, and then also if there's any sort of construction question or concern, there's also on our web page the construction feedback form, and we bring this to you so that if residents have invisible fence, for example, we want to make sure that we're aware of that so that when our guys go to the yard, we're not cutting an invisible fence. Or if there's something specific that they have, a request about, or a concern, we want to make sure that we're handling those calls so they're not driven to the city. So we're excited to be here. We're really excited to get started. And I really thank all of the city leaders that we've been working with so far to get us to this point. So just a few weeks away and you'll see us on the streets. Any questions?
We appreciate you coming in, though, and sharing with us what you're going to be doing so people aren't surprised. So I appreciate the courtesy of coming.
Absolutely. Any questions you guys ever have, you can always reach us via the online, or Dale, Nick, they all have my number as well. I'll be your primary point of contact with any concerns you have.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions before I move on? Of course.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. I've misplaced your name, young man. We skipped over that one page. Was that proprietary or?
No, I just, for sake of your respect of your time, I wanted to make sure that it was something that we didn't have to go through.
Okay.
But the point of that slide is to really tell you that if you look at what you have available from incumbent providers that you have, we're typically half the cost and twice the speed or more. Especially on the upload side, we can be as much as 25 to 50 times faster going up. So your residents really do enjoy the benefit of better value, better pricing, and better reliability.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ryan, for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on to Rumpke presentation from Blake Austin.
Good evening, everyone. For those that don't know me, my name is Blake. I'm with Rumpke Waste and Recycling. I'm our municipal and public sector specialist. The reason I'm here tonight, I met with Dale, the previous mayor, and I believe Law Director Howard was with us as well. The contract for your current trash services expires at the end of March of 2023. Dale and I both agreed it'd be best to get a head start on conversations to move forward with an extension on that contract. I sent him both 2-year and 5-year options. I don't know if those got around. I have copies for you guys to review. If not, Do you know, do they?
Not shared those. We were waiting for your presentation.
Okay. I can hand out a couple if you think that's fine, or if you'd rather send them out after the fact.
it's fine.
I can talk through it. If you just, I have 10 of each, so if you run out of those, you can just let me know. I can hand a few more. Basically, so your current trash contract for the standard trash and recycling services with Rumpke is $15.57 a month plus a variable fuel charge. That's based on an agreement that was signed back in 2018. The world's a very different place than it was in 2018, and as a result of that, prices have changed and a lot of prices have gone up, and we're no exception to that. The proposed pricing that we presented to Dale and his team a few months back was for the same service, instead of $15.57 a month, it would be $17.94 a month plus the standard fuel charge. That's based on either a 2-year extension on the current contract or a 5-year extension. We can really do anywhere in between the two. Just kind of wanted to give a baseline as what 1 year looks like versus, or rather what 2 years looks like versus rather what 5 years looks like. And there's no real difference in the price. Aside from the price, the only other change in the contract we'd like to make is to expand the yearly increase that is based on the consumer price index. The current contract says not to exceed 2%. We like to extend that to 5% if possible, just because in certain years where the increase does exceed 2%, it helps us cover our costs to make sure we're able to pay our drivers the proper amount, make sure our equipment's maintained, and make sure we are offering Tiffin the service they are accustomed to. When we did meet a few months back, it was mentioned that even at $17.94, that's still less than you were paying with the provider before Rumpke took over the services. I do think this is a very fair rate for your community. We feel as if we've done an adequate job servicing your community, and we'd love to move forward with continuing to do so. I talked to Dale beforehand. He did mention 2 things that had been brought up previously were monthly tonnage reporting. I'm going to talk to our operations manager for the area that includes Tiffin and make sure that we get those to you guys either the first or second week after the following month. Give them time to get it finalized, but then make sure and follow up with you guys that we get it in your inbox in a timely manner. And then he also mentioned concern about new residents. Any resident that signs up with Rumpke should be getting information from our customer service team either via email if it's provided or sent physically to their address as kind of like a setup information, including how to pay your bills, what can and cannot be recycled, and what to do on situations where trash may be picked up or what to do on holidays. So if you ever have a resident that reaches out to you with concerns about that, feel free to contact me directly, and we'll have someone from our team reach out to them and make sure any concerns they have are taken care of in a timely manner. With that in mind, are there any questions?
I just had a quick question. Did you say there were 2 proposals?
So it's the same one. It's just instead of 2 years, it says 5 years on it. I can get you get you both copies. It's the only difference is the instead of effective April 1st through March 31st, 2028, it says 2025 on it. That's really the only difference between the 2.
Got it.
Does your bill have on it where they can go to your website? Is it on the bill? I can't remember. Because you've changed what you can recycle and not recycle. I've got that updated list on my refrigerator, but I know other people have not seen it. Because when we first started with you, shredded paper was just supposed to go in the tote, not supposed to be bagged in any way, shape, or form. Now it's okay for it to be in a clear plastic bag, shredded. And so those little things like that might help you if it's possibly on the statement so that they know where to go to check on those things. Would that maybe help?
Yeah, I don't believe I don't think we put our recycling list on every invoice we send. I know it is, or it should be included with the first one we send to customers when they get their services set up, but I can talk to our billing department about maybe including just if it's not there already, just including a quick link to our acceptable recycling list, because like you said, it is constantly expanding. We just added single-use cups earlier this year. We added like plastic and yogurt tubs a few years back. So we're always adding new things, and when we do make those changes, we do try to get that communication sent out to all of our customers. And
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Leopard.
Thank you. One point in time, we used to get quarterly reports from Rumpke, and what I was always interested in was recycling numbers. Tiffin was always very, very good compared to other cities that you service, and I'd like to see those numbers again. One thing that really interests me is the pounds of recycling that goes to you. What kind of percentages, actually make it to the recycling, and because I know there's people put yard waste in the recycling bins, and I see it every day, stuff that doesn't belong there. And I'd really like to know the percentage of what actually is good stuff.
Yeah. So to answer your first question, I know with the quarterly reports, that was part of a quarterly meeting I believe Rumpke used to have with Tiffin. Cecilia, the person who had this role before me, I think we met with Dale, tried to meet with Dale once a quarter, and then with COVID and the pandemic, that kind of got pushed to the wayside. We did restart that meeting earlier this summer. We did present pricing, or I'm sorry, not pricing, the tonnages for 2022 up to, I believe it was May that we met, compared to what those tonnages looked like in 2021. And what we can do going forward, we'll probably try to get the next quarterly meeting scheduled here sometime in the not too distant future. And I'll include a PDF when we meet with those, so after the meeting I can send them to Dale so he has a copy he can send to you guys. As for your second question about what is recycled, our numbers are about 85% of what comes into our material recovery facility can be recycled. So about 15% of what is recycled is eventually taken to the landfill. But of that 85% that can be recycled, we do a pretty good job at it. We're around 99% recovery rate of that 85%. And then of that 99%, 99% of that even stays recycled domestic inside the U.S., and a majority of that even stays in the Midwest and Ohio. So we do as good of a job as we can with the recycling. Obviously, we'd like to see that 85% go up. Compared to some of our competitors, though, that's a very good number that we're very proud of, and we're always looking to improve on. But to answer your question, it's about 85%, and then of that 85%, 99% of it, give or take, is successfully recycled.
Thank you.
I have another quick question. For the statement that says price increases in years 2 to 5 will be subject to an annual CPI increase not to exceed 5% per year, is that 5% applicable to each of these fees, or is that as a whole 5%?
It would be to each fee, but it would, so for instance, the trash for the proposal for 2023 moving forward is $13.85 and the recycle is $4.09.
Right.
It would be 5% of each, and then it adds up to 5% total.
Okay. Got it. Are there other questions? Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Madam President. Well, Blake, I have two for you, and then one more for probably City Administrator could answer it quickly. Are we looking at other providers for a 2-year contract, 5-year, or are we just focusing on Rumpke?
We are looking at an extension of the existing contract. We're not planning to go out for bid if council is satisfied with these terms.
Okay.
Or the terms that we end up negotiating with them. These may or may not be final terms.
Thank you. And then two for Blake. People ask me, and of course I don't know, that's why I'm asking. Councilmember Leopard mentioned, and I've seen trash toters with cardboard sticking out of them, et cetera, et cetera. And wherever you take this stuff, is there a assembly line and all the trash and all the recyclables go down a conveyor, or?
Oh, yeah.
How does that work?
It is a process where I could spend hours talking to you guys. It's actually pretty cool.
I got time.
It's a material. What I'll do is there's a video online that does a much better job of explaining it. It also has visual cues that help that I can send to Dale. So what happens, the material that we recycle or that we pick up as recycling in Tiffin goes down to our material recovery facility down in Columbus. It's on 5th Avenue right next to the fairgrounds. So basically what it does is the truck backs up to a giant tipping floor. And when I say tipping floor, it's just a giant covered concrete pad. And we have front loaders in there just picking stuff up, tossing it onto the conveyor belt. And it's constantly going. The facility, if necessary, can run 24 hours a day. We don't really have the need to do so, but we have that capability. And through that conveyor belt, it runs through, there's hand sorting of people removing stuff that can't be recycled and tossing it into trash bins. There are people taking certain things out, moving into a different assembly line. Once it gets to a certain point, these conveyor belts, some of them have magnets that pull aluminum cans out. There's ways for them to sort. They use optic lasers and wind tunnels to push plastics where plastics need to go, where metal needs to go. Cardboard runs through all these tumblers. It's a pretty cool process. But yes, it's a lot of it's optical sorting, and there is a bit of hand service involved. But yeah, basically we take it to one big facility, put it on a machine, and it spits out a bale of the sorted material on the other side.
Okay. And the second one, that was too easy for you. Second one, I like looking at numbers, and Ms. Kaufman can attest to that. But you said our current rate, starting in 2018, was $15.57. And I know there's a surcharge. Mm-hmm. And I look back at my 2 previous bills, and March 25th of 22, 18 times 3 is, no, I'm sorry, 16 times 3 is 48. Our March 25th bill was $56.41. I know there's a gas surcharge on diesel, but that sounds like a heck of a diesel. Then it jumped up, May 29th, jumped up to $60.57 for the quarter. Mm-hmm. How did it go from 16 times 3 is 48 to 61 rounded off?
That's almost entirely the fuel charge. I mean, fuel skyrocketed at the beginning of the year. Diesel was and may still be around $5 a gallon. On the original contract that we signed with Tiffin, I believe at the back of it there is a fuel surcharge table that lays out what the price of diesel, or average price of diesel, equates to as a percentage for the invoice. So we're not just pulling the number out of thin air. It is available on our website. If you're interested, I can get you a direct link to our website that shows it, but it is variable and is based on the average price of diesel in the Midwest.
Thank you.
Yes, Councilman Perry.
Thank you. Say Tiffin were to shop this quote around and we found a better contract, would Rumpke be willing to negotiate some of these numbers, or are you guys, is this kind of the take it or leave it number?
I mean, we'd prefer not to do that. Part of this is, part of signing an extension is that it's less work for the city of Tiffin to have to go through between putting out the bids, putting the bid together, going through the bid process, accepting bids. If you were to go to a different provider, the process of getting bins removed and then getting new bins delivered. I believe if you wanted to make one knock against Rumpke's service in Tiffin, it was that we may have struggled with the delivery process at the beginning of it all 5 years ago. That's just what Dale told me. I wasn't here for that, but right. That's one of those, if you really felt like it was in the best interest of your community to do so, you could do it. I can't speak to what our rate would do because I honestly don't have the answer for that.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I would like to commend your drivers, though. There's one that picks up at my daughter's house, and she has 3 little boys, and they have this bay window, and every week they watch for the garbage truck to come, and they're just glued to that window waiting, and your driver always takes the time to wave at them and sometimes talk to them, and I just think that is so neat that they do that. And even in my own neighborhood, if we happen to be out, they always wave, and so I think that in itself is just nice that they bother to do that. That's great customer service right there too. And I've seen them pick up when stuff blows, which it can be pretty windy out where I'm at, and just appreciate those little touches.
They're very prideful of their work. They take pride in the service that they provide to Tiffin, and they're everything they can do to make a little kid's day or just make a resident's day a little easier.
I've seen it.
Able to do so.
They do a nice job. Yeah. So I appreciate that.
A few years back, I actually had a Rumpke driver come in my driveway. I forgot to put my bin out. He came and got it and brought it all the way out, which I thought was awesome. And it's my son's dream job to be a trash guy. He wants to work at the remote all day, he says.
Nephew as well.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes, I'm sorry. City Administrator.
Just a further comment to summarize the discussion. We asked Blake to come tonight so that we could get the information in front of you. The negotiations aren't necessarily concluded. We have more discussion to have with Rumpke. One of the things we are doing is looking at what the prices of competitors are in surrounding communities to see if this rate is competitive. My initial review indicates that it is very competitive with people who are in surrounding communities. Secondly, as I said, we're going to have further discussions about what you saw tonight, and we will bring that back then to wherever the President of Council wants us to bring it to, if there's a committee that we need to introduce it to. And finally, I would say that while change is painful, in fact, the most painful thing I've gone through since I've been here is when we switched providers from the previous provider to Rumpke, and that was not necessarily Rumpke's problems. It was that we had very poor data from the previous provider. They didn't have addresses for many of their customers. They didn't turn over a lot of information that they should have turned over to Rumpke, and it created a lot of confusion, both for Rumpke as the new provider, for us as the city who was receiving the calls from residents who were trying to understand what was happening. So while I would not look forward to trying to change providers, I think it's more painful for the citizens than it is for us. But it took probably 6 months to sort out changing providers. So we have had good relations with Rumpke. The law director has indicated that we can extend the contract, or the council can if they so desire. And we will bring back to you then the results of our further discussions with Rumpke.
I'm happy to assign that to a committee this evening if that makes it easier.
That would be very helpful.
Sure. Yeah, I think it makes sense for the Long Community Planning Committee. Sorry, Steve. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was on council back when we did the last contract, and there was fussing about the costs of the Rumpke charges, but we kept trying to point out to them that our current provider was like $10, something like, it was substantially higher than their contract. And
the lowest
so we did
offer,
save money.
Mayor, we got in the last round, other than theirs, was $20 a month. Just to set the table for you on what the price difference was from the two others who submitted information to us.
Their pricing has been fair. Thank you both for coming in this evening. And you can cut out if you want to, or can stay. It's up to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've been sharing with you some of the stuff I've been doing as the new mayor. I got to perform my first wedding ceremony this morning. I'm just so excited. Yes. Nick put it on Facebook. I asked permission if it was okay to share that, and the couple said it was. It was a very nice couple, and it was a pleasure to do that for them. I also started visiting downtown businesses last week, and so I am not a smoker. I even went into the cigar shop and got to see personally the humidor room, or humidor. I keep seeing their own humidor room that he's very proud of, and just kept popping in up and down the street. And as my husband will point out, I've also purchased a lot of stuff while I've been walking up and down the street, especially this. I just think this is so sharp from Simply Susan's. And so I have been stopping, and I will continue to keep stopping until I've made it to everybody. Halloween trick-or-treating, I wanted to discuss that briefly. That's my first executive decision. I'm actually going to change the time. We will stay on the Sunday before Halloween, but we're going to try 3 to 5 because I think it's important that it's still light out for the little ones to be going trick-or-treating with masks on. I think they're more visible to traffic. I think it's warmer for them. I also know that it's a back-to-school night, and I want them to have time for supper and to get to bed in a reasonable time. And so there was a couple comments on Facebook that it was always 3 hours. No, it's always been 2 hours. We're staying with 2 hours. It's 3 to 5, and we'll give this a try and see how that goes. And so that's already been said, and I actually saw it in the paper today too, so word's getting out there. Upcoming dates to remember, starting tomorrow the 16th and Wednesday the 17th, Dog Days Dive at the pool, city pool. Bring your dogs, let them get wet and have fun. Also, Wednesday the 17th is the Bicentennial Farm to Table Dinner. However, the ticket sales have ended. Thursday the 18th is a busy afternoon because it is a third Thursday kind of day. They have magnificent made ribbon cutting at 4:30 through the chamber. Taste of Tiffin from 5 to 8, located in the public library parking lot, also by the National Corner Splash Pad. Tickets are $1 each, and Jefferson Street will be blocked off for safety because there'll also be stuff going on at the Court Street Market, sponsored by the Tiffin Municipal Arts Commission, and that will be from 5 to 8:30. And of course, we have our local bands, Tiffin University, Heidelberg, Columbian, and Calvert will be performing at the East Green Amphitheater starting at 7. And then Saturday the 20th is another busy day. The day kicks off with the weekly farmers market from 9 to 1. Around the Town starts at 2:30 p.m. to welcome back the Heidelberg and Tiffin University students. Motors and Music Car Show from 3 to 7 p.m. at the East Tower property. And Northwest Ohio's own Wally and the Bees will be performing at the East Green Amphitheater at 8 p.m. And they will close out the East Green concert series for the 2022 season. Saturday the 27th, I'm going into the following week because we won't be meeting again. The Seneca Proud Festival will begin at noon at the East Green Amphitheater. And Sunday the 28th at the All Patriots Memorial, we will be gathering at 2 p.m. to honor the life of Tiffin firefighter and paramedic Sean Tyler. And so that concludes my report unless there's questions.
Any questions for the mayor? I can't believe the East Green concert series is already wrapping up. It's crazy. My gosh.
School is starting.
Yeah.
It's getting late.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Mayor. Yeah. Okay, Clerk of Council Ann Forrest.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. And Director of Finance Kathy Kaufman.
Thank you, Madam President. I do have the financial report for the month of July for tonight. Total receipts for the month were $4,437,689.99. Total expenses for the month were $3,865,118.57. General fund unencumbered balance is $4,851,703.47. Income tax receipts for July 2022 were $831,996.42. The annual increase in income tax receipts for July 2022 compared to July 2021 was $84,426.11. And collectively, year-to-date, we were up by 14.6% at the end of July. The 0.25% portion of income tax receipts that was transferred into Fund 215 for public streets for July was $102,661.34. The unexpended balance for all funds is $36,038,619.15, which is the same as the bank balances for the same time period. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Yes, Councilman Racer.
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to accept the financial report for July 2022 and the bank reconciliation.
Thank you. There's a motion to approve the Finance Director's report and bank reconciliation. Is there a second? Yes, Councilman Leopard.
I'll second the motion, Madam President.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Councilman Jones.
Yes, thank you. Madam President, I have 6 questions here, and I'm not sure if it's on some 48-page report or reconciliation. It doesn't matter. First question is, Fund 250 is woman victim. I'm asking why are we maintaining a balance of $270,000 in the woman victim account that I haven't heard
every year, and I believe it's $20,000 that we pay towards that. So we never spend all of the funds, so that was just what was going forward at the end of last year.
Okay, thank you. You answered the next two there, so scratch those off. Fund 337, Sidewalk Improvement Fund. And again, I'm asking, well, why are we maintaining a starting balance of $46,000? And the reason I'm asking about the 270 on Fund 250 and the 46,000 on Fund 337, I'm not second guessing it, but can't we put that in a money market and earn a little bit of money? I saw in the Tiffin paper, Fostoria was doing something like that. It just seems like big balances we're carrying. So why are we maintaining 46,000 in Fund 337?
Finance Director.
Well, I believe that both of those funds are restricted, so they can only be used for certain things, so we have to make sure that those are set aside.
Okay. On the same Fund 337 Sidewalk Improvement, where did the additional $4,717 come from?
So it's kind of the same situation. It's a fund that we have a starting balance and an ending balance for each year, and then the revenue stream that goes into the sidewalk fund then is from the sidewalk assessments that the county collects for us, and we usually get that twice a year.
Oh, okay, good.
So to answer the other question that I know you have, there were a couple purchase orders that were opened up at the end of July. So when you had the revenue stream coming in, you expect the fund balance to go up, but I think it was the street department, they must be doing some repairs somewhere in the city. So there were a couple purchase orders opened up, so that actually sets the money aside to spend, so it actually reduces your unencumbered balance.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Any other questions? Okay, if no other questions, there's a motion and a second to approve the Finance Director's report and bank reconciliation for the month. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries. Thank you. Director of Law is absent. Is there anything that he gave you to report or anyone? Okay, thank you. We are now under written communications.
Thank you, Madam President. We have Mayor's request for legislation number 22-29, appointment to the Seneca Metropolitan Housing Authority of Troy McKee Jr.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-29 will be referred to the Personnel and Labor Relations Committee.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-30, appointment to the Planning Commission of Mickey King.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-30 will be referred to the Personnel and Labor Relations Committee.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-31, appointment to the Investment Advisory Committee of Joanne King.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-31 will also be referred to the Personnel and Labor Relations Committee.
Finance Director's request for legislation number F22-33 to amend the 2022 Budget Ordinance 21-105 to appropriate funds into the street and park budgets.
Finance Director's request for legislation number F22-33 will be held on file in the clerk's office as Ordinance 22-73 is prepared for tonight's meeting.
Finance Director's request for legislation number F22-34 to amend the 2022 Budget Ordinance 21-105 to appropriate additional funds into the General Administration Contractual Services budget.
Finance Director's request for legislation number F22-34 will also be held on file in the clerk's office as it is prepared for tonight as Ordinance 22-74.
That concludes the written communications.
Thank you. We are now under oral communications. Anyone wishing to address council may step to the podium, sign in, and direct their questions to myself. Okay. Seeing none, we are now under motions. Are there any motions this evening? Okay, we are now under resolutions and ordinances.
We have resolution number 22-22, signed by Steve Leopard. Resolution authorizing the mayor to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission, OPWC, revolving loan program for street resurfacing in 2023 to execute contracts as required and declaring an emergency.
This is the second reading of Resolution 22-22.
Resolution number 22-24, introduced by Daniel Perry, resolution approving mayor's appointment of Jack Bohr to serve a term on the Civil Service Commission, and the effective date of this resolution until December 31st, 2026.
This is the first reading of Resolution 22-24. Councilman Perry.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to ask for passage of Resolution 22-24.
There's a motion for passage of Resolution 22-24. Is there a second? Councilman Reesner.
I'll second that motion.
There's a motion and a second for passage of Resolution 22-24. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask the clerk to call the vote on the passage.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Resolution 22-24 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Resolution number 22-25, introduced by Daniel Perry, resolution approving mayor's appointment of Randy Schwartz to serve a term on the Planning Commission from the effective date of this resolution until December 31st, 2023.
This is the first reading of Resolution 22-25. Councilman Perry.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to ask for passage of Resolution 22-25.
Thank you. There's a motion for passage of Resolution 22-25. Is there a second? Councilman Spar.
I'll second.
Thank you. So motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, I'll ask the clerk to call the vote on the passage.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Resolution 22-25 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Resolution number 22-26, introduced by Steve Leopard, resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor and declaring an emergency.
This is the first reading of Resolution 22-26.
Ordinance number 22-70, introduced by Steve Leopard, ordinance amending 2022 Budget Ordinance 21-105 to appropriate $500 into the council professional services budget.
This is the second reading of Ordinance 22-70.
Ordinance number 22-72, introduced by Cheyenne Thacker, ordinance authorizing city administrator to prepare plans and specifications, advertise for and receive bids, and recommend and execute contracts for the Circular Street and Clinton Avenue traffic signal improvement project and declaring an emergency.
This is the first reading of Ordinance 22-72. Councilwoman Thacker.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the council's three reading rule and for immediate passage of Ordinance 22-72.
Thank you. There's a motion to suspend council's three reading rule and immediate passage of Ordinance 22-72. Is there a second? Councilman Leopard.
Thank you. I'll second the motion, Madam President.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will first vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 7-0. We will now vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Emergency passes with a vote of 7-0. We will now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance 22-72 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-73, introduced by Steve Leopard. Ordinance amending 2022 Budget Ordinance 21-105 to appropriate $14,292.60 into the street and park budgets.
This is the first reading of Ordinance 22-73. Councilman Leopard.
Thank you, Madam President. I would ask for suspension of City Council's three reading rule and passage of ordinance number 22-73.
Thank you. There's a motion to to suspend council's three reading rule and immediate passage of ordinance 22-73. Is there a second? Councilman Perry.
Yes, second, Madam President.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will first vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 7-0. We will now vote on the passage.
Yes.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance 22-73 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-74, introduced by Steve Leopard. Ordinance amending 2022 Budget Ordinance 21-105 to appropriate $4,378.32 into the General Administration Contractual Services budget.
This is the first reading of ordinance 22-74. Councilman Leopard.
Thank you. I would ask for suspension of City Council's 3-reading rule and passage of ordinance number 22-74.
Thank you. There's a motion to suspend council's 3-reading rule and passage of ordinance 22-74. Is there a second? Councilman Spar.
A second, Madam
Thank
President.
you. There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Yes, Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Madam President. I know we talked about it at the Council of the Whole, but the public may be interested. This additional $4,378.32 came from where?
Do you want me to answer?
Yes, sorry.
As City Administrator Thornton explained, there was an overcharge from the subcontractor, I guess, from AEP, the subcontract, and so they overcharged us, and so we've been reimbursed the funds.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we will first vote on the suspension.
Councilman Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Flyer.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 7-0. We will now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance 22-74 passes with a vote of 7-0.
That concludes the ordinance.
Thank you. We are now under other business. During this time, I just wanted to ask to make sure that everybody received the updated committee assignments and the representative assignments. And if you guys had any questions or...
Not received it.
I have not.
You didn't send it yet. Okay. So you guys will be receiving that. We have finalized, or I have finalized the committee assignments. If you were already an existing chair on council, that hasn't changed. It's just given the new members. Did have to switch around, I think, the street, sidewalks, and sewers to accommodate the charter rule of having all 4 council members on that committee. But other than that, there's not any major changes. So please take a look at that once it's sent out and let me know if you have any questions or if you wish to move to a different committee. And I can see if we can accommodate. Not you. Is there any other business to come before council this evening? Yes, City Administrator.
I would just ask everyone to keep in mind one of our Public Works employees who was admitted to St. Vincent's today. He's in critical condition. He's an individual who's known to all of you, has worked here for many years, and was taken by the squad today. He collapsed in the street while he was on the job, was taken to Mercy Tiffin, life flighted to St. V's, and he is in critical condition there. So I just ask that you keep this individual in your prayers.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else to come before council this evening? Okay, seeing none, we can adjourn. Thank you all. Sorry, I thought I saw you send it out, but